Cause I'm back.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, yeah, man, how you doing? You good?
I know you like this. All right, everyone, welcome back. I took 2 weeks mostly off, and I am so grateful to be back here in chair with you. And today we're going to go over the promise I made last year was from a post I made to do some go-to-market strategies. So I'm going to spend 15 minutes. I'll probably spend more. I'm going to try to keep it to 15 minutes. Actually, I'm going to put a clock on here. Let's put a stopwatch. No, I can't do a stopwatch. I'll do a timer. And I've got about 4 companies to work through here. So we're going to do some go-to-market strategy. You hopefully will learn how to go from 0 to 1. When thinking about go-to-market strategy, I'll work on some messaging. I'm going to try to get back here to the people that commented on the LinkedIn post. So let's dive in. All right. So first, I move my camera, so I got to adjust now. I got to find myself in the circle. We've got a couple of options. Conversion Pioneers, I guess Simply Analytics, something like that. Crate, which is interesting, and slaps.co, which is a very interesting name here. So let's, what we're going to do is we're going to try to identify what are some targeting, how should we think about messaging, and who to target. We're going to run through this. Data-driven decision, smart algorithms choose. This is really hard because a lot of companies can say this. So let's see if we can dig in, okay? Pfizer, okay, so they work with some large companies, which this message might work for gigantic large companies because large companies generally think about things in a non-specific way, unfortunately. Data engineering. So generally, data-driven, this is so hard. This is so hard. Let's actually, generally, when I read a company that that I can't tell how they're different from their competitors, is I go to the case studies. So I want to read more about like Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, and let's kind of understand what they did. Great. Data-driven. Wow. This feels like total outsourced data management. Let's see. So this is an example of pain, which is operating manually that had inaccuracies which led to client dissatisfaction in large amounts, which is a funny phrase. Using an engine, predicts future, makes... Okay, this is the type of thing you can go to market with, right? So it's a case study, order allocation information. So really we want to figure out who has trouble with order allocation, which was operated by manually had it. Oh, this is like S star. Yeah, okay. Actually, I think that so we're going to skip this one because, and this is a problem generally with services businesses, they will take in clients from a variety of different industries, problems, etc. And instead of picking one that they want to be the face of, which is what they should do here, and actually this is the best go-to-market thing, is that they should say, we do data management for order allocation information. So they should actually pick what are the things that we have done from our case studies that are the sort of best case where there was like, yeah. So this is too hard, right? Yeah. So do you notice how this GP Tech's case study is like totally different than the Pfizer and the Johnson & Johnson? So this is where the first thing that I would do is just pick the thing that there was the most measurable outcome where the market has the biggest problem, and then just lean into that as like, this is what we do. That doesn't mean that you can't take companies coming inbound, but if you are going outbound, and if you're and a website says this is exactly who we are for, you need to be able to answer the question, who are we not for? And this is something that the website does not do well, right? Who doesn't have like data? Who doesn't need data-driven decision making? Like everyone should say this. So it makes your go-to-market really, really hard when you basically are telling the world that we can do anything. So we're going to move on from this case. So Ahmet, I think the first thing that I would do for this company is, yeah, okay, pharmaceuticals and HR analytics, amazing, right? That's exactly the type of thinking that you need. So specific. So you need to talk about this. Head scratcher, AI driven. So this is all about personalization. This is the exact problem. Unique puzzle, especially when it comes to pinpointing right decision making and understanding specific issues. I see this all the time where they're like, how do I send a specific message about any one of the 86 things that we could do? You need to invert that thinking. How can we identify the most specific thing that we have done and go tell a story to other people about that thing and make sure that I'm targeting just those people? So in this case, what you want to do is the inverse. Take the case study and then build an associated list against the case study and identify who has that exact problem. So they have some legit case studies. So that's the exact thing that I would do. This is the problem here. We do everything. So Amit's saying, I'm having a hard problem sending a message to everyone about everything. And of course you will. And it's not about personalization. So thanks for the kind words. So I would say that the first thing I would do, go take these case studies, figure out who has an order allocation problem. And I might even just go, everything's a hammer when you when you sell nails. So I'm just like looking at what are the companies that have order allocation problems, right? So order allocation process, optimize order allocation. So there's only 39 jobs here. So you can you can reveal, I think, 15 companies a month, 10 companies a month, something like that for free for Blueprint. So there might be something here for you to go manually reach out to people. This is going to be, the only way I know how to scale this is to take the case studies and go in reverse. All right. Let's talk about conversion pioneers. Oh, this is also really terrible. Sorry. That is to say, I don't know what this company does. The David Ogilvy talks about the headline being most of the message here. No one wakes up in the morning and says, damn it, I need a real world common sense AI solution that works with headsets and children. So it's really confusing. Okay. Again, we've seen a wave of these kind of companies where people aren't solving a problem, they're deploying AI. So like, we're AI for curtains. What? Like, why? What does that mean? And so what we need to think about here is the problem that you're solving with AI, not how to deploy AI. Now, I think that there's a path to market here because AI is hot right now. But this is the type of messaging that will quickly get diluted because you don't have anything specific to say. This is actually saying AI is coming, or it's here. Okay, this is a problem. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Not problem focus, which is weirdly the problem of this company. Lack of data. That's really interesting. Skills gap. Wrong culture. Okay, I don't know how they fix these. This is really interesting. So is this. Yes. Okay. The YS is probably the most interesting piece here. Connie, that's great. And I want to see if Steve said anything on. Okay, so Steve, let's talk about this. This YS is probably the most interesting thing. So the first thing that you want to do is these are your three lists here: scoring methodology, skilled resources, and change management. So what you really want to do is identify who are the companies that are thinking about AI use cases that are like heavy on AI. And again, I don't know, the jobs data is just something that I have access to because it's a good way to think about priorities. I'm not signed in. I'm never signed in my own tool, which is kind of interesting. Okay, let's look at 4.2 million jobs passed in the last 90 days. Let's just look at let's just look at ARTIFIC. Did I spell that right? I did, I think. All right, let's. Oh, I actually think this is capitalized. Yeah, we do have case study. We do have. Okay, great. So these are the companies that are thinking about AI the most right now. So we have 36,000 jobs that, let's actually just see if we just take artificial intelligence, what this looks like. 5,600 jobs that talk about, like, look at this artificial intelligence. So chief specialist, artificial intelligence. So I would focus on these types of companies. And then actually let's do LinkedIn. Actually, let's do Ocean. Let's do Ocean.io. Great tool. My friends at Ocean.io. My business email. Let's see. Don't take my password. Hey, good. You'll never know it. All right. We're going to go filters here. And all we're going to do is, let's do, I don't want to look like contacts. Okay, let's only do VP, head, director, and then AI. So what we're trying to do here, no, don't save that. We're just trying to find out who are the companies that are really investing in AI right now. They have an AI sort of focus. Accenture, Amazon, right, makes a lot of sense. Let's actually drop down the, let's do United States. A lot of Ocean's customers are in the EU, so unfortunately, the United States doesn't get the top priority here. Let's generally, you want to focus on folks that are more mid-market. When you're earlier on, it's just easier to sell to these folks. Probably this is the 119. So I'm actually going to export this for, let's see how, 145. Let's go a little higher. Great. So these are probably the companies that I would target because they're thinking, like, this person has an SVP of artificial intelligence, like a senior vice president of artificial intelligence. And maybe actually want to drop the person. Let's like a new. Let's actually not include that. Okay. So these are the companies that are thinking about artificial intelligence. It's important to them. They have chaired basically a whole department. And then let's actually look at let's look at a smaller company. And then what we want to do is we want to figure out who are the people that have not a change management. So one of the things that you could probably do is look at the year founded is, let's say, no, they were founded before 2010, right? So these are going to be, like, let's look at this. Whoa, big. Let's move over here. Just like look at this company. Okay, this is a this is a terrible company to go after because this whole company's like purpose is AI, right? So what you can even do is you can run keywords like negative keywords. So exclude AI. We don't want artificial intelligence companies. We actually want specifically not. So let's look at Windstream. So perfect, right? Doesn't this look like, oh, check availability, that's a website. Let's look at, oh, NSA. Let's look at ServiceNow. So, oh, advanced generative AI. So this is really interesting, right? This is a company that does not do AI, but they're like, AI is in the message. So I don't know if this is a negative or positive conversion, but you really want to find who are companies that have a head of AI or that have a basically positions in AI that are like older companies, or where if you look at the senior management, they don't come in tech. So like you might want to exclude tech. programmer, data scientist. Then what you want to do is you can do this inside of Clay. You want to look at the people that have the number of people in the company that have the word data in their title, or like the engineering department. So now you have companies that have invested, have a person, or in my case, like talking about artificial intelligence. They're thinking about it. It's on their mind. Then they don't have an IT team, a programming team, a data team. There's not a lot of folks that have machine learning or deep learning in their titles. You can even with Ocean, you can look in the LinkedIn descriptions. So you can say only these companies. You can paste in all the domains and make sure that machine learning or deep learning aren't in any of the LinkedIn descriptions of the people I'm going after. And then you want to look at date the company was founded, and also you can use Clay to scrape the company website and see how like, oh, see, I failed already. You can see how AI focused they are. All right, we're going to go quickly through the last two. Actually, no, we're not. I'm going to save the last two for another video, because we've done 2 today. So tomorrow or later today, I'll do a video for crate and slaps. Well, that's kind of interesting. All right, everyone. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful January 2nd, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.